Hello, this is Bluestar, Defender of Equestria, and this is my next ComRac video. Today we will be covering Boast Busters. So be prepared for some controversy, because there's a lot of people who like and dislike this episode for various reasons. So you've probably noticed that I'm doing this in a slightly different way than I usually do, that I've put the camera in a different position. So this time I can use my big LCD screen as opposed to my laptop, which is perfectly fine, but it's much nicer to use a much bigger screen, to be honest. And I must admit, sometimes I pick up details that I sometimes miss otherwise. So I'm going to try this video this way and probably do a couple more the old way and see which works out. I know it's been kind of a while since I've done one of these. I've had things to do. I haven't felt so good, and so I'm going to try to make up for it by doing maybe 4 of these this weekend or so. So anyway, let's just get on with it, because I must admit I still want to keep these relatively short. So anyway, let's just get on with it then. So excuse me, I got to go out of frame to push the start button. Okay. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
Come on, Twilight. You can do it.
Yes, you can do it, Twilight.
Here goes.
What are we trying to do? Oh no, she's doing a spell. Oh no, Spike. Oh.
Ha-ha, you did
It's a
it.
mustache.
Growing magic. That's number 25. 25 different types of tricks and counting.
Tricks, eh?
And I think this is the best trick so far. Hello, Rarity. What's that? Oh, it's nothing. Just my awesome mustache.
Sorry, Romeo. As attractive
knows
and
who Romeo
enticing
is.
as you look, it's just for practice and it's gotta go.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
No, Twilight, no!
Oh, rats.
Oh dear, Twilight, oh dear.
25, Twilight. 25 different kinds of tricks and counting. I thought unicorns were only supposed to have a little magic that matches their special talents.
True, for ponies whose talents are for things like cooking or singing or math.
That's Lyra.
But what if a unicorn's special talent is magic?
Like you, Twilight, and you know a ton of magic.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna have to
stop.
redo my
I'm
magical
sure there
skills
are
this video.
lots of ponies right here in Ponyville that know just as much
Sorry.
magic as me.
Are you kidding? I don't think there's another
No, I
unicorn
like how
in all
she's
of
so humble.
Equestria
That's
with
so
your
nice.
kind of ability,
I
Twilight.
know a lot of people who are.
Gateway coming through.
Snails. Ow.
Snails, what's going on?
It's just like impaled Spike on the thing and just threw him 50 feet.
Yeah, they say that she's got more magical powers than any other unicorn ever.
Really?
Celestia might have something to say about
that
that.
honor goes to Twilight here.
Where is this
Aw.
unicorn?
Oh, she's in the town square. Come on!
Yeah, come on.
Nice reflexes, Spike.
Come all, come and witness the amazing magic
Out of my way.
and powerful Trixie.
Cheap-looking backgrounds.
Watch in awe as the great and powerful Trixie performs the most spectacular feats of magic ever witnessed by pony eyes.
My. What boasting?
Come on. No pony's as magical as Twilight.
Nice one, Twilight Rarity.
Oh, hey, Rarity, mustache.
There's nothing wrong with being talented, is there?
Nothing at all. Except when someone goes around showing it off like a school filly with fancy new ribbons.
Just because one has the ability to perform lots of magic does not make one better than the rest of us.
Especially when you got me around being better than the rest of us.
Ow.
I mean, yeah, magic's magic. Boo!
Well.
Nice
It seems
try,
we have some
Rainbow Dash.
naysayers in the audience. Who is
Some
so ignorant
naysayers.
as to challenge the magical ability of the great and
was
powerful
harsh.
Trixie? Do they not know that they're in the presence of the most magical unicorn in all of Equestria?
Again, I think Celestia and Luna might have something to say about that.
Since we all know that Twilight here is
Spike, shh. What's wrong? See the way they reacted to Trixie? I don't want anyone thinking I'm a show-off.
So great and powerful, Trixie. What makes you think you're so awesome anyway?
Why, only the great and powerful Trixie has magic strong enough to vanquish the dreaded Ursa Major!
Right. That cheap neon.
No way!
When all hope was lost, the ponies of Huffington had no one to turn to. But the great and
Huffington?
powerful Trixie stepped in, and with her awesome
Hey, wait, she's got a magic wand. That's cheating.
the nature and sent it back to its cave, deep within the ever-free forest.
Oh,
Obviously for us, so it's because of so much trouble. I think they're convinced.
Trixie truly is the most talented, most magical, most awesome unicorn in Ponyville.
No, in all of Equestria.
How do you know? You didn't see
They
it.
didn't.
And besides, twice.
No, that's Spike talk. Spike's right.
True,
Listen
my
to Spike.
enthusiastic little admirers. Trixie
I'll
is
rule My
most
Little Pony.
certainly
Listen to
the
Spike.
best
He's usually
in
right.
Ponyville.
Ah,
Don't believe the great and powerful Trixie? Well then,
No.
I hereby challenge you, Ponyvillians. Anything you can do, I can do better. Any takers?
Ow.
Anyone? Or is Trixie
I would say that's a very
to be the
arrogant
greatest
statement.
equine who has ever lived?
What'd she say?
Please, she's unbearable. You gotta show her. You just gotta.
There's no way
I'm gonna
I'm
comment
use
on
my
this
magic
later.
now, Spike. Especially since...
How about you?
Oh, the horror Twilight. She had to pick her.
Well, how about
Of
it?
course, of course.
Is there anything you can do that the great and powerful Trixie can't?
I would say so.
Well,
Poor
little
Twilight.
hayseed.
That's it. I can't stand for no more of this. You show her, AJ.
I
Can your
can't stand for
magical
any more of
powers
this.
do this?
That's really impressive considering she's doing it with her tail, but that's pretty cool. That was a good shot. Yes!
Top that, Missy.
Oh, ye of little
Nice
talent.
style, Rainbow.
Watch and be
Dang it,
amazed at the
Applejack.
magic of Trixie.
Come on, Applejack. Don't be hypnotized. Come on. Ooh. That was embarrassing.
Again, the
Okay.
great
Oh.
and powerful Trixie prevails.
There's no need to go strutting around and
Wasn't
showing
nice.
off like that.
Ah,
That's my job.
funny. It's funny coming from you, Rainbow Cat. Oh, shame. He's faster than falling rain.
They don't call me
nice.
Rainbow and Dash for nothing.
Interesting.
When Trixie
They
is
like
through,
that.
the only thing they'll call you is loser.
Ow. She spun around using a rainbow. That was
I
weird.
think I'm gonna be sick. Seems
Ugh.
like any pony with a
Quick,
dash
change
in
the
his
channel.
head would think twice before tussling with the great Trixie.
Ow.
What we need is another unicorn to challenge her. Someone with some magic of her own. Yeah,
Hint,
a
hint, wink,
unicorn
wink,
to show
wink,
this
nudge, nudge.
unicorn who's boss. A real unicorn to unicorn tussle.
Like that
Enough.
old rule.
Enough
You only
of-
fight a tank.
I
With
take
another
the lead,
tank.
But Rarity is above such nonsense. Rainbow Dash and Applejack may behave like ruffians, but Rarity conducts herself with beauty
Ruffians.
and grace.
Ooh, what's the matter? Afraid you'll get a hair out of place in that rat's nest you call a mane?
Uh-oh. Now you've done it.
You may think you're with all your so-called
my favorite
powers,
Rarity line.
But there's
It
more
is
to magic
so
than your
on.
brutish ways. A unicorn needs to be more than just muscle. A unicorn needs to have style.
Hey, you just stole
A
her
unicorn's
curtain.
not a unicorn without
And
grace and
made it into a dress. Cool.
Rarity won't
She's
let
like,
Trixie
yeah.
get the best of her. She's strong. She's beautiful.
She's not paying attention. And
Quick! I
oh
need
no.
a mirror! Get me a mirror! What's she do to my hair? I know she did something
Oh
terrible
no.
to my hair! Nothing.
Poor Rarity.
It's fine. It's gorgeous.
It's fine.
It's green.
No!
Oh no.
Green hair! Not green hair!
And it's messed up too. Oh no, the horror, the horror, the horror.
Well, I never. Well, Twilight, I guess it's up to you.
I never.
Sure what you're made of.
Oh,
What do you
dear,
mean?
oh, dear.
I'm nothing special.
Yes, you are.
Aw.
You're better than her.
I'm
Come
not
on,
better
Twilight.
than anyone.
Isn't standing up for your friends
You
one of
think
those
you're better
friendship
than the
lessons you're
great
supposed to
and
be
powerful Trixie?
learning?
You think you have more magical talent? Well, come on. Show
Get away
Trixie
from
what
me.
you got. Show us all.
Who, me?
Oh dear.
I'm just your
Come on.
run-of-the-mill citizen of Ponyville. No powerful magic here. I think I hear my laundry calling. Sorry, gotta go.
It's like, do something! No!
Twilight?
Attack, you imbecile!
The great and powerful Trixie has proven
Be sure
herself
it's
to
referenced.
be the most amazing unicorn
Oh my
in
gosh, the
all
card like,
of Equestria. Was there ever any doubt?
I'm afraid there was. Spike's not happy.
Here's the old smoothie you asked for with extra hay, just how you like.
Oh, don't drool, snails. Oh dear, oh dear.
Yes. Oh, tell us another story, great and powerful Trixie.
Yeah, tell us about how you vanquished the
dear,
Ursa
dear.
Major.
Trixie is far too exhausted from performing feats beyond imagination.
Too exhausted,
Be gone with you until morning.
Be gone with you.
Of course, great and
She
powerful
is
Trixie.
harsh. She
Anything you
is
say,
harsh.
we
Even the
are
people
at
who are
your
liking her.
beck and
Snips and Snails are the only people right now who actually
are you
like her and
two
actually
doing?
support her. Everybody else is kind of
Just
like,
bringing
you know,
the GMPT,
The what?
the great and powerful Trixie.
Sheesh.
Just bringing her a smoothie.
I'm with you on
How
this
can
one,
you
Spike.
fall for her lameness? She's just a show-off. Unlike Twilight, who...
The great and powerful Trixie vanquished an Ursa Major. Can your Twilight claim that?
Oh, really? Were you guys actually there?
Well, no, but
But nothing. The proof is in the pudding.
I like pudding.
Look,
Maybe it's just
unless
what
an
your
Ursa
brain
Major
is made
comes
out of.
waltzing up the street for Trixie to vanquish, I am not gonna believe a word she says. And neither should you.
Uh-oh.
an Ursa walking up the street, hey? Snails, you thinking what I'm thinking?
Why is it they
Not
call
likely.
it a flea market when they don't really sell fleas?
Yeah, oh, come on.
I'm glad these are not the only male characters that have speaking roles in this show.
Twilight,
if it was, I'd be
would
very
you put
depressed.
down that book and just listen to me?
Didn't you see how they hated Trixie's bragging, Spike? If I go out there and show off my magic, I run the risk of losing them as friends.
It's not the same thing, Twilight. You'd be using your magic to stand up for your friends.
Listen to
No,
Spike.
Spike, it's exactly
Spike
the
is a lot
same.
smarter
Come
than
on,
the main
Twilight.
six.
Any one of these tricks, even the teeniest, would be enough to show up Trixie.
I don't want to be seen as a bragger like Trixie.
But you're the
Walking behind the door.
best.
Please, Spike, I said no.
If that's the way you want to be, then fine.
Aw. Go into my room. Which is upstairs. That's a good question. Where is Spike's room? Oh yeah, I forgot. He shares the basket in Twilight's bedroom or something. It's a dark and scary forest. Wah! And a big dark scary cave in the middle of the night.
Oh, how are we gonna find an Ursa Major when I can't even see my own hoof in front of my face?
Hold on.
Crank over.
That's better.
Ah, they can do something. How nice. Uh-oh. It's big, it's blue, and it's gonna eat us. Oh no. And Snips and Snails were eaten. Remember, kids, stupidity kills. What is Spike doing out in the middle of the night?
Get up now.
Got a major problem.
Yeah, Ursa Major to
Good
be
one.
attacked.
Good one. Get away! And of course... Run, birdies, run! We climb!
Trixie thought she said the great and powerful Trixie did not want to be disturbed. We have a tiny problem.
Actually,
Only a little
it's
one.
a big one.
What is so important that you cannot wait until morning to disturb Trixie?
Uh-oh. Oh my god, how scared she was. Oh dear. Oh no. That's not good.
Twilight, you gotta come, quick!
I've already told you, Spike. I don't want to show up Trixie.
No, you don't understand.
It's a monster.
Is that what I think it is?
Majorly.
I'm afraid it is, Twilight.
Great and powerful Trixie, you've got to vanquish the Ursa.
Yeah, vanquish so we can watch.
It took a lot of trouble to get that thing here. Wait,
Really?
You
I
brought
thought all
this
you...
here? Are you out of your little pony minds?
but you're the great and powerful
I have to agree with Trixie on this one.
Now remember, you defeated an Ursa Major.
In the meantime, it's like...
Okay. Stand back.
At least the Ursa Major's being polite and not eating them while they're talking behind.
Piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Ah! It's like, you're kidding,
Stop
right?
goofing
Come
around
on.
and vanquish it, eh?
Ah. That's actually kind of impressive in a way.
Well,
Oh, no, it's
that
not.
was a dud.
Yeah, fine. Where's all the cool explosions and smoke and stuff like earlier, you know?
Nah, they have to recharge their multi-million-dollar computer to do that. Uh-oh. Where did they go? Do you hear a noise? There's something scary out here. It's a monster! Run for your lives! So I managed to run through them without getting knocked over.
We brought an Ursa to town.
You what?
Your
like, you
great
what?
powerful Trixie will vanquish it.
Didn't you just see her get her butt kicked?
What? Well, I
It's like,
can't.
what?
I never have. No one can vanquish an Ursa Major. I just made the whole story up to make me look better.
Bummer. Made it up! Really? Oh my gosh, this is a revolution. It's like alert the presses. Uh-oh. Twilight, she's scared. I'd be scared too. Run, you fools! It's like, do something. Attack, you MLP! No. Oh, poor Twilight. God, no.
Nice use of number 16.
Twilight is powering up to full power. Yoda would be proud. Oh dear. Poor Twilight, she's working quite hard. Uh-oh.
That's new.
Golly, don't you know? Trixie, run! Oh dear. Twilight's really working hard. Ouch. Such a My Little Pony solution to this problem. Aww. Back to the cave you go. Yeah, you did it, Twilight. Way to go.
That was amazing. Heavens
Yes,
to
it was.
Betsy. We knew you had ability, but not that much.
I'm sorry.
Yay.
Please don't hate me.
Hate
Sorry.
Why, whatever
Hate
do you
you.
mean, darling?
Well, I know how
Aw.
much you all hated Trixie's showing off with her magic tricks, and I just thought...
Whoa. Magic's got nothing to do with it.
It's
Trixie's
derpy.
just a loudmouth. Most unpleasant.
all hat and no cattle.
So, you don't mind my magic tricks?
Your magic is a part of who you are, Sugar Cube, and we like who you are. We're proud to have such
Aw.
a powerful, talented unicorn as our friend. And after whooping that Ursa's hindquarters, we're even prouder.
You are?
Yeah, I think saving our
Twilight,
lives, that'd
how'd
make
you
me
know what
like
to
you
do
more.
at Ursa Major?
That'd make me proud of
That's what I was
someone.
doing
Save my
when
life,
you came
thank
looking for
you.
me. I was so intrigued by Trixie's bragging that I was compelled to do a little reading up on them.
So it is possible to vanquish an Ursa Major all by herself?
That wasn't an Ursa Major. It was a baby, an Ursa Minor.
That was just a baby?
Bummer.
And it wasn't rampaging. It was just cranky because someone woke it up.
Well,
Bummer.
if that was an
Remember,
Ursa
kids,
Minor,
information is power.
what's an Ursa Major like?
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
Oh dear.
You may have vanquished an Ursa Minor, but you will never have the amazing, show-stopping ability of the great and powerful Trixie! Why, that little...
That was a great trick.
Just let her go.
That was a great trick. Oh, the old smoke
Maybe
grenade
someday
trick.
she'll learn her lesson.
Oh.
Now, about you two.
We're sorry that we woke up the Ursa Minor.
We just wanted to see
You
some
better be.
awesome
Look how mean
magic.
Twilight looks. She's like,
I know what you vanquished that Ursa Minor was awesome.
We
Unconvinced.
deserve whatever punishment you give us.
For
Oh,
starters, you
dear.
can clean up this mess. And
Trixie didn't
what do
even
you
come
think,
back to
Spike?
pick up her
Should
cart.
I give them number
What's left of it.
25?
Oh,
no. Number 25.
Yes. And I think I deserve it too.
Huh?
Oh no.
I think you're
Huh?
right.
Even they don't understand that. Uh-oh. Oh, they're gonna die. Nah, or not.
Dear Princess Celestia, I have learned a very valuable lesson about friendship. I was so afraid of being thought of as a show-off that I was hiding a part of who I am. My friends helped me realize that it's okay to be proud of your talents, and there are times when it's appropriate to show them off, especially when you're standing up for your friends.
So, you finally admit that you're the most talented unicorn in all of Ponyville?
Well, yeah, but it's nothing to brag
Aw.
about. So, how did it go with Rarity?
She didn't go for the mustache.
You know, Spike, that mustache has nothing to do with who you really are. Maybe you should just try being yourself.
Or maybe
Really
the
good
mustache
sub-lesson
wasn't
there, I
enough.
think.
Maybe if I had a mustache and a beard.
Oh, not this again.
Okay, imagine me with a nice
with
long
you
Fu
at this
Manchu
one,
type
Twilight.
beard. Or maybe a goatee. Oh, no, a soul patch right
Oh dear, oh dear. As always, thank you to you wonderful people who work so hard on this show. Again, I'm sure if people knew how hard you work on this show, they'd be they'd be surprised. But yeah. Yes. 2010. Wow, was that long ago? Oh dear. Hasbro. Alright. Alright. So, anyway. Just a second. So, that was Boast Busters. A lot of people have had a lot of different opinions on this one. Just gonna scooch over a little bit here now. Yeah, a lot of people had a lot of different opinions on this one. I mean, I must admit, I like and don't like this episode at the same time, because I think its lesson is, again, it's not a dull lesson, unfortunately, to a point that, unfortunately, let's face it, our culture is very arrogant and boastful, which I have a feeling which was what the aim of this episode was for. This was to counter, basically, Hollywood and, and boastfulness and arrogance and the foolishness that we frankly know exists for the most part in our culture. Oh dear. So yeah, I mean, I must admit at first I didn't like this episode, and I still kind of don't. It's like, come on, Twilight. Trixie's doing these absolutely despicable, horrible things to your friends and stuff like that. It's terrible. I mean, it's terrible what the things that Trixie does. I mean, let's put it this way. If a magician did the kinds of things to an audience volunteer, that guy would get sued. You see, she really was embarrassing her. I mean, there's a lot of things. Well, she's just putting on a show. Yeah, she's putting on a show by embarrassing other people on stage. And I must admit, the main six are not exactly acting in the most noble light, I must admit. You know, if you've been on the internet a lot, you know that sometimes the best thing to do is to just simply walk away from someone who disagrees with you and someone who you know won't change, you know, their opinion or their things. Like, facts don't get in the way of a good grudge. And then those times, and sometimes you should just simply walk away. And this is what the main six should have done with Trixie, you know, and if they had such a big problem with this, they should have just turned around and walked away. Because you know what? Because if you do that, the Trixie will have no audience. In theory, if every pony in Ponyville did that, there would have been like nobody there watching Trixie, and Trixie would have just went away and that would probably be the last they would have seen of Trixie. And Magic Jewel probably wouldn't have happened and stuff like that. And I mean, I must admit, I don't really like Trixie. She's a clearly obvious, you know, arrogant, selfish character, and she's obviously very hurtful. And man, even the two ponies who actually come to basically defend her, she's very mean to them. It's like they give her smoothies, they just want to hear a story or two, and she basically tells them to get lost and come back tomorrow. It's like, man, she's mean. I mean, there's always the possibility that maybe she has a really tragic childhood or something like that, and that's why people like Brony Curious like her, because they give her this backstory, and, you know, maybe there is an answer for that, but it's hard to be sympathetic for a character like Trixie, who's clearly, she's a liar, for starters. She's an outright liar. She reminds me a little bit of Gilderoy Lockhart from Harry Potter, who's he's a fraud. He's a fraud. But the difference between these two characters is that she actually believes it. Trixie actually starts to believe all these things that she says about herself. I mean, at first she probably just, you know, she started talking this way and just simply said these things to make people impressed with her and stuff. But I think at some point she actually started to believe them and says that she really is this great, magical, powerful person. And in a way she is. I mean, she's not Twilight's equal by far, but she has Twilight's basic ability in that she can do a lot of spells that a lot of the other unicorns have. I mean, again, I don't really want to comment on how I think I messed up in my magical skill sets video, but, you know, as we heard in the beginning of this, that basically most unicorns really don't have a lot of magical abilities. They don't have a very big skill set. They only have a few spells that are, you know, that they're good at, that are related to their special talent. But that's not the case with Trixie. Trixie has clearly a number of spells. I mean, she can obviously do the fireworks thing, levitation spell. She can do the weather spell, which I think is actually kind of impressive. That to me sounds like would be a pretty hard spell to do. But yeah, I mean, but Trixie herself she's a jerk. She's a jerk. I mean, she's arrogant, and it's hard to have sympathy for her. But again, the main six didn't exactly. I mean, it's definitely there was enough, you know, bad behavior to go around this episode. The main six were basically mouthing off to Trixie and stuff like that. And in a way, the only thing Trixie could do in a way was respond with, you know, was to, you know, take that on. But Trixie definitely went too far. She didn't just simply show that, oh, I can do better, but she went out of her way to basically humiliate and hurt the main six. Like Rarity's hurt by that. I mean, it's more comedy in this case, but yeah, I mean, Rarity is hurt by the fact that she has green hair. She's obviously hurt by that. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to have sympathy for a character like Trixie, but yeah, I mean, you know, I think this episode's clumsy. So my overall opinion on this one, it's not the greatest episode, but I still think it has a relatively good lesson. It's not a lesson that I think a lot of people want to hear. I think that might be one of the reasons why people don't like it so much. That yeah, it's saying something that we shouldn't be so arrogant. I mean, yeah, we have all these. Yeah, I mean, if you are gifted and special and stuff in these things, you know, it's not. A lot of times it's not right for you. It's not the nice or the correct thing to do to go out and be like Trixie and be all boastful and, you know, all arrogant about it. Look how cool I am is basically, I think that's basically the thing that sums up Trixie. And so, you know, look how cool I am and I can do all these cool things. And to a point she can, but to a point, only to a point. Because there's a point where she obviously can't do these things. Like she says she can do the verse, you know, vanquish an Ursa Minor, and she can't. Or Ursa Major, and she can't. And I think, I must admit to a point, I think she simply believes that she can, because she's told herself these lies, for probably a very long time. And the trouble is with, to quote a line from Babylon 5, is that the trouble with a big lie is that eventually people start believing it. And I think she starts believing it herself. I mean, the other big thing here is, yeah, don't believe everything you hear. If someone comes up to you and says, oh, I can do all this great stuff, don't take that at face value. Again, with the internet, you know, people can say, people can say that they're different from what they really are. I mean, if you've been on the internet a while, it's very easy. You can't trust everything you hear and see on the internet by any stretch of the imagination. That's an understatement. The internet is very untrustworthy because, unfortunately, it's very easy for people to simply lie. I mean, I could tell you, I'm a girl. You can't prove that. You're just looking at a line of text. You can't disprove or prove that. You can't disprove that, unfortunately, with text and everything like that. So you have to be very suspicious and cautious of things that you see on the net. And that's probably a very good sub-lesson here. Again, another sub-lesson here with, the thing at the end with Spike is obviously, again, it's like, your appearance isn't who you are. I mean, that's not who you are. I mean, Spike wants, again... Spike simply thinks that if he has this mustache, Rarity is gonna drool over him and stuff like that, and that's obviously not the case. It takes more than a mustache to impress Rarity and stuff like that. I must admit, that whole Rarity Spike thing is honestly kind of creepy, only because it's a cross-species relationship and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think there were a lot of good lessons in here. This wasn't the greatest episode ever, to be honest. It was, I think clumsy, I think is the word that describes this episode. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't good, it's okay. I mean, I'd watch it. It's like, as opposed to watching other daytime television or shows on television, I'd rather watch this episode than one of those, to be honest. But yeah, it's not the best episode. It's not an episode I would recommend. Go see this, and it shows how great the show is. Because yeah, I think clumsy, I think is the word that describes this episode. It has a lot of good points, but yeah, there's just some things that just simply weren't handled very well. I mean, the main six, Trixie, everybody were not exactly on their best behavior during this episode. In their defense, honestly, it's an early episode, and you gotta have, the main six have to basically be at a low level before they can get to a high level, so we have to see them in a not so positive light. But the good news is, obviously, we know that they learn, they grow, and they do evolve, and they learn and stuff like that. I must admit, it was weird seeing, I think it was good and bad that Twilight was so humble. I mean, it is nice to see a character who's humble, who clearly has all these abilities. It's actually a good sign when someone like Twilight is humble, because it means that they're self-aware and that, they have all these abilities, but they're not trying to make a big deal out of it. Unlike Trixie, who obviously has some of these abilities, but wants to basically just show it off and stuff like that. And, that's bad. I mean, overall, I don't have a positive opinion on Trixie. I mean, I think there probably is something more to Trixie than simply, she's just simply boastful and selfish and she's a jerk. I think there's more to it than that, but yeah, I do think that she represents almost those like Hollywood type people who are simply so arrogant and people like that. And Twilight is meant to be the counter of that. She's supposed to show, Twilight goes to the other extreme. Twilight basically, she takes her humility, basically prevents her from doing anything for protecting her friends. I mean, when Trixie is basically hurting her friends, she should have stepped in and did something, or at least say, please stop hurting my friends, stop this, Again, I must admit, I think the ultimate correct thing to do in that situation for all of those characters would have been to just simply turn around and walk away. But of course, that would have made a pretty boring, uninteresting episode. And yeah, so that's probably why, the main six and everybody have to be so, they have to be so clear that they don't approve of Trixie and stuff, because otherwise there's no conflict. There's no conflict. There's no story here unless somebody disagrees with Trixie and makes it clear that they disagree with Trixie. Because otherwise there's no story going on here. It's just... But yeah, I mean, I think this episode, it's not good. It's not bad. I think it had some good lessons in it. It just was clumsy, and it could have been handled much better. So, that is the end of my ComRac of Boast Busters. This is Blue Star. Stay strong and pony on. Blue Star out.